Morning here. You know, chemotherapy is one of the most common treatments for cancer, but it often comes with devastating side effects, including hair loss. I mean, that can be deeply distressing, and then it adds to the emotional and physical toll of treating cancer altogether. But now there's a technology. It's becoming more and more popular to stop hair loss, and maybe you've heard of it. It's called scalp cooling, which narrows the blood vessels beneath the skin of the scalp, reducing the amount of chemo reaching hair follicles. So joining us in studio today to talk more about this and their personal experience with scalp cooling, Rachel Kayla here this morning. Rachel, it's great to have you. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. So we were just chit-chatting about this, and if you don't mind, tell us and the viewers a little bit about your cancer journey.
Well, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in December of 2020, and we caught it small and early. Don't skip your mammogram. But I said I didn't mind anything except losing my hair. And we didn't think chemo was going to be necessary because we caught it small and early. However, they found out that with some testing, that was actually going to be part of my treatment plan. And my doctor said, well, we have this machine that can help you keep your hair. You might want to look into it. And I decided, yeah, this is what I want to do.
All right, so when we talk about this machine, it's basically this scalp cooling. So you learned about this, you gave it a try, and did it work?
It did. I was able to keep close to 70% of my hair.
That's major.
Yeah, that's especially with the particular chemo I was on, which is Taxotere and Cytoxin. I would have been completely bald within 2 weeks of my first infusion.
Oh my gosh.
So to keep 70% of my hair through the entire process was a massive win for me.
And I'm glad you're sharing this too. We were just chit-chatting, and I was saying I've had friends who have talked to me about their cancer journeys, and they feel this twinge of guilt that they feel stupid or shallow for wanting to keep their hair. But I feel like when you're dealing with cancer, I mean, your hair is part of who you are. It's part of your identity. You're already going through this process. I feel like there's something to be said. And you should be okay to say, I want to keep my hair even though I'm going through this situation.
Absolutely. There's a lot more to it than just looks.
Yeah.
For me, I've had purple hair for 7 years.
And by the way, it looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's how people know me. Yeah. That's how they recognize me. And so it was part of my identity. But we also know that when you're out and about and you see someone who's bald, the assumption is they have cancer and they're dying. And I didn't want to announce my diagnosis to the world. I didn't feel sick, so I didn't want to look sick. And so many patients share those same feelings with me, that they want to keep their journey private. They want to have some sort of sense of control and normalcy over a really uncontrollable time. And very rarely is it just vanity.
So we actually have pictures of your progression through the process, I feel like, as well. I don't know if we have those this morning, but when we talk a little bit about the scalp cooling process, is this becoming more and more common? How do people get this if this is what they want to do?
It is. I'm seeing a lot more patients since I first did it 2 years ago. It's available at your cancer center. So the device is FDA regulated.
Oh, okay, right here.
And there's my process. That is the regrowth. So we know patients who scalp cool, their hair grows back faster and healthier as well versus patients who don't. And that picture is me as I was going through the process, kind of how I hid my bald spot. But you can see how quickly I finished in April 2021, and by June, you can see all those hairs, and this is July of 2021.
That's incredible. So, and how are you feeling today?
I feel great. Cancer-free, doing great. I told my doctors when this whole process started, it was going to be one and done. Yeah. And that's the road I'm headed on.
Well, we are so glad that you're here and you're here to share your story. And again, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad that you got to keep your hair and you can, I mean, show it off. You look fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't think people should be ashamed if that's what they want to do.
Absolutely not. And if they're interested, there's lots of places in the state of Washington that do offer scalp cooling. They can go to coldcap.com and look up, we have a site locator, and they can look there to see what's closest to them.
Oh, nice. Coldcap.com. Rachel, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great.